I've been looking at maybe doing the egg and wine diet from the 1970s.
Egg and wine diet.
It was a real thing during the 70s. Recommended egg and wine diet. No matter how many eggs you had, you also had to have that equivalent in glasses of wine. And they recommended a dry white. So if you had one egg for breakfast, you had to have one glass of wine. And if you had 2 eggs for dinner, you had to have 2 glasses of wine. That's the kind of diet that you're so drunk you actually don't remember that you've only eaten 3 eggs that day.
That's the most fantastic diet I've ever heard of.
I know. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it?
Can we do it, but without the eggs? This is Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
Live on tape from Studio Senseless in leafy London town, it's Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
Welcome to Sowerby and Luff Deluxe. I'm Brian Luff.
And I'm Georgina Sowerby.
And today I'm wearing my baseball cap with the big B on the front.
In case you forget who you are.
Which stands for Brian.
Buh.
It also stands for the Boston Red Sox.
Okay. Oh, is that where it's initially from?
Yeah.
You didn't just get a capital letter
Red
hat.
Sox spelt wrong with an X.
I know. We saw a photograph of you the other day wearing your Star Trek hat, which you lost.
I did.
Oh, that poor hat. You never took that hat off, ever.
It said TNG.
That I don't care about.
I used to call it, because it had TNG on it, I used to call it my ting hat.
Your ting hat?
And I lost it in a rainstorm at the Edinburgh Fringe. I've just realised, it's good actually, I've noticed that when you wear headphones, I can't see your earrings. And regular listeners to this podcast will know I'm not a great fan of earrings.
No.
So I've realised now that I don't have to look at your earrings if you've got headphones on.
You only get to see the top third of my face, plus you don't get to see earrings. This is how I should always be seen by you. I think we should just stay like this all week.
Coming up on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, a Japanese man sees something in the sky that he is unable to describe. The ghost who smoked a pipe.
Excellent. I love a pipe.
Of course, Georgina's
Corridors of conspiracy.
There'll also be Thoros popping in, and King Charles III
Oh, bless him.
dresses up as a bear
Oh, nice.
in Chicago.
Nice.
But first, matters arising. The first matters arising on the agenda this week, Georgina, is don't call it chicken jam.
Okay.
Do you want to explain that, or shall I explain that?
Whenever I make a Sunday roast, you put what I call chicken jam next. What do you get? You take a full savoury meal and you add jam to it.
I'm a big fan of cranberry sauce, right? I like cranberry sauce, and because you've taken against cranberry sauce,
That Marie Antoinette.
yeah, because you've taken against it, you
Fuck
call
all.
it, you refer to it in a kind of derogatory way.
It is chicken jam.
And you say,
it's jam for chicken.
Would you like me to put the chicken jam on the table?
Would you like the chicken jam?
And I'm offended by that.
I don't care.
I'm offended by it because, what's wrong with a bit of cranberry sauce?
Nothing is wrong with a bit of cranberry sauce.
Do you remember we went to the Cranberry Bog in New York?
I do. Those hours of fun.
When we were in New York, we were invited for some reason, I can't remember why.
No.
To go to
Some PR people,
to go to
I
a
think.
cranberry bog that had been put up outside 30 Rock.
Yes.
In Rockefeller Plaza.
I know.
And there was a man in waders standing up, literally up to his waist in cranberries.
Yeah.
And we took a picture of him and interviewed him for the podcast.
Yes,
it's one of the
what we
weirdest
didn't
things.
tell him is that years into the future, I would call his product chicken jam. Can I put in a matters arising?
What if you must? Yeah.
You came into in at about 5 o'clock last night with a little bowl of crisps, and you showed me the crisps and went, look how many crisps. I mean, you only get about 4 crisps to the
Exhibit
packet
A.
now. Chips. for all the Americans, and you showed me how few crisps were in the bowl. Then I went into the kitchen to put the kettle on to make a cup of tea, and most of that packet, I think, were on the floor. So I swept all the crisps up that hadn't quite made it into the bowl, and I showed them to you, and it was indeed about a third, and you looked at me and went, that wasn't me.
Yeah, about 5 minutes later, I came in with a tub of hummus, and I had sprinkled some paprika on top of it. And I said to Georgina, I'm having some paprika with my hummus, and most of it's on the floor in the kitchen. Yeah. It's just an age thing, Georgina.
Is it now?
Yeah, as you get older, you just start to do stupid things.
You just start missing things, do you?
Only an hour ago, I nearly deleted the entire inbox on my Hotmail account.
That's not great, is it?
Managed to rescue it, but I lost a week's worth of emails.
Yeah, that's not good. You should be able to rescue all of it if it's a mistake.
I don't know. It only rescued 8,000 emails and didn't rescue the last week's worth.
Do you have...
So anyone out there listening who emailed me in the last week,
forget it.
Forget it. You're not getting a reply.
No.
Okay, one more
matters arising.
One more matter arising
Go on, then.
That concerns Georgina. I've written down gaslighting Brian with a hot water bottle.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah. Well, you go to bed and I always make a hot water bottle and put it in the middle of the bed.
Which is very sweet.
So you can warm your feet before I come to bed later, and I grab the hot water bottle with my feet and move it over to my side. I'm a very nice person.
Yeah.
What can I say? But the other night I announced, the hot water bottle's in there. And I hadn't done it. It was still in the kitchen next to the kettle.
So I went to bed.
So you got into bed.
It was about -3 outside.
Yeah,
that
it was
night
cold. It was
London.
cold.
I got into bed, and after a while, I was thinking, why aren't I warming up? What's going on here? And I sort of rummaged around in the bed. No hot water bottle.
No hot water. The service around here is crap.
I literally strode into the dining room where you were up late watching some stupid true crime programme.
Yeah.
Which you wait for me to go to bed.
That's when I consume the rest of the chicken jam just on its own in spoonfuls. Yeah. But I hadn't put the hot water. What I suggest you do from now on is, if you really, really, really want a hot water bottle, you know what I'm going to say next, don't you? Just make a hot water bottle.
Yeah, it's nicer when you do it.
Everything's nicer when someone else is doing it.
I've got one more quick matter arising which does not concern Georgina.
Well done.
This is a generic matter arising.
Okay.
I'm starting to become increasingly annoyed by people on television standing with their hands on their thighs.
Oh, my word. Yes, that's a thing now, isn't it?
It seems to be
really placed.
It seems to be spreading through the media like a virus.
Yes.
People standing, not with their arms by their sides, not with their hands anywhere else, but placed flat on their
the
thighs.
Front of their thighs.
Now,
if it was on the side, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's on the front, and that's what's annoying.
The two examples that spring to mind are the game show Pointless.
But they're just told,
which we
aren't
like.
they?
And obviously those contestants are all sent into a big room, and there's a contestant wrangler who tells them the do's and don'ts of what to do. And it's clear that they tell them two specific things. One is start every sentence with the word so.
So?
And two is stand with your hands flat on your thighs,
flat
right?
on your thighs.
So
it
they
looks
do
natural.
it. They do it, but they're not professional broadcasters. But the professional broadcaster, Jeff Stelling, who is a presenter on Sky Sport, is on a promo at the moment.
Right.
And he's standing in the middle of this vast studio with both his hands flat on the front of his thighs.
That's
and he
a
looks
director.
Like
it's
he
a
looks
director.
Like a complete twit doing it.
It's a director who's told him to do it, and it's not natural, and it shouldn't be a thing.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I'm never going to stand with my hands flat on my thighs.
We're both doing it now.
Coming up next is Flying Saucers at My Pants.
Flying saucers ate my pants.
Yes, on Flying Saucers at My Pants, on this occasion, today's mysterious UFO sighting comes from a man in Japan.
Excellent.
We will call him Herbert Lom.
Okay. Is that a famous actor?
Which is, yes, it's coincidentally also the name of an actor who appeared in the Pink Panther films.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But as I have to come up with names for these people that aren't their real names, I thought this time I'd come up with a slightly more interesting name.
Why
right?
not?
So,
what did Herbert Lom... set the scene for us.
So Herbert Lom, not his real name, is a 42-year-old beauty parlour manager.
Excellent.
Herbert Lom says that he once saw a UFO and that it was the first and only time such a thing ever happened.
Ever?
To him. Now, don't forget, this is all being translated from the Japanese.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Herbert Lom says he never believed that he could have such an experience, but surprisingly, it did happen to him.
Wow,
I'm
okay.
translating from the Japanese here.
Right, okay. Yes,
Herbert
okay.
Lom, not his real name, was on the second floor of his house,
Yeah.
and he says he was casually looking east out of the window.
Herbert Lom is very specific. Second floor, looking east.
I often do that, Georgina.
Do you look east?
I casually look east. Yeah. Do you ever casually...
Go east
Yeah.
when you break down.
Do you ever casually look east?
No, I tend to look casually south more.
Do
I
you
think.
even know which way east is?
I do.
Okay.
It's that way.
Okay, Georgina.
It's behind you.
For the record,
The sun comes up in that
Georgina
direction.
is pointing out of the window behind me.
And I think you'll find that's east.
And that is east.
It is
Okay,
east.
I just wanted to check that you knew.
Don't mess with someone who has her Duke of Edinburgh award. I know my north from my
I
west.
thought you said you got lost and had to be rescued by a teacher.
No, that wasn't me. That was someone else.
Oh, okay.
NESW, never eat shredded wheat.
So, Herbert Lom, not
Yeah.
his real name, caught sight of a white...
Okay.
He caught sight of a white object.
Uh-huh.
It was-
Outside or inside?
It was rather big, and he says the shape was impossible to describe.
Try, Herbert,
That's a
try.
Great, isn't that a great start?
Something is impossible to describe probably means it wasn't there, but carry on.
Herbert Lom says the object rose softly, perpendicular from the surface of the ground.
Oh, I think Herbert should be a mathematician rather than a beauty parlour massager manager. Hello.
At first sight, he thought it must be an airship or a balloon. We're back to balloons again. Weather balloons, party balloons, speech balloons. Enough with the balloons. We are looking for a UFO here. Come on, Herbert, you can do this.
Please deliver soon, Herbert.
Herbert Lom strained his eyes to see better. He could not understand what the object in the sky was. After rising straight up, it stayed for a while at a constant height and seemed to become blurred around the edges.
Was it a balloon?
Our technical supervisor, Alan Benz, becomes blurred around the edges.
After about 5 o'clock in the evening.
When we go to the gay legs, yeah, it becomes very blurred around the edges. Herbert Lom says the object in the sky then turned into a long oval shape.
Right.
That is familiar to us from TV or magazines, like a cigar, if you will. A huge, long, fat cigar.
It was a balloon, wasn't it?
Why are UFOs shaped like cigars, Georgina?
Because that was the great big helium ships were shaped like cigars, and I think people have just got that shape into their heads after those.
Oh, I've never thought of that.
Have you not?
No, it
You
could be
must
that.
have done. It's the first thing that comes into my mind.
So when
it's people
people-
going, it was that shape.
So when people make up stories about UFOs...
Yeah, they can't think over and above what they've seen, and they've seen that, so they don't go any further.
Interesting. Maybe in future they'll be shaped like vaping pens.
Or a pipe. I like a pipe.
Herbert Lom, not his real name, remembers that soon after he spotted it, his UFO moved...
It's not very exciting, this, is it?
It moved to the right, he says.
Hold on.
At a fast speed.
Excellent, Herbert.
Which I wrote down, not useful observation. If he'd been looking at it from the opposite direction, it would have moved to the left.
Yes, that's true. He's very specific. I like his specificness, but so far this isn't juicing me up.
Herbert Lom says it looked like a low-altitude aeroplane flight. But it all happened so quickly, he says, and then the object just disappeared in a cloudless sky.
Was it an alien?
Now, he tried to explain this to his wife, but he couldn't.
His wife was having none of it, I'm sure.
Well, he just pointed out the window with his mouth wide open.
Herbert, less of the sarky. Oh, less of the sarky.
In fact, he says that his wife was annoyed with him when he told her.
I would be as well.
She shouted at me angrily, he said.
Yeah. Come on.
So if I came in and said I'd seen a UFO, would you shout at me angrily?
I wouldn't shout at you angrily. I'd do an eye roll probably and just go, yeah, right, well, you're facing east on the second floor, because that happens all the time.
I've realised now that when we're doing this podcast, I'm facing west.
Yes, which is very apt.
Whether that's good feng shui or bad feng shui, I don't know.
No.
Anyway, by the time Herbert Lom, not his real name, had it out with his wife, the object had disappeared.
Yes, okay.
He went outside with his daughter.
Yeah, she was probably more forgiving.
And together they searched the sky.
Yes.
His daughter was 3, by the way.
Oh, bless.
So, had Herbert Lom tried to take a
Not
photo?
his real name.
No. Did he do a drawing afterwards? No. Did he call the police?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, unreliable witness of the year.
They all are. All these people who've seen aliens never managed to take a photo. We all literally now have cameras on our phones. Take a photo. I'm more interested in things that are actually in the sky that might be dangerous, like the seagull that protects its nest round here, who dive bombs everyone who goes outside, especially dogs and bald-headed men for some reason. I'd much rather be looking at the sky and going, where's the seagull? Rather than, where's this alien ship? More strange alien encounters next time in Flying Saucers. Ate my pants. Coming up next, words that are nice to say.
Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
Thesaurus Walrus is in the studio with me. Hello, TW2.
Hello, Georgina.
TW2, you sound like a new railway that's going to cross country and destroy countryside.
I don't understand that.
No,
reference.
Okay, that's fine. Let's give you your target word. Your target word today is personable. Personable. Can you think of any antonyms for the word personable?
I hope so.
Yes, I do.
Otherwise, this content is not really going to work, is it?
No. Okay, come up with some words that mean the opposite of personable.
Disagreeable?
Anytime soon. Yeah, okay, disagreeable.
Repulsive.
I love. Repulsive is a great word.
Mean?
Okay.
Unfriendly?
Unfriendly, yeah.
Hateful.
Okay.
Hateful.
Okay, I'm liking hateful.
Repellent.
Repellent is not, yeah.
Non-personable. Complete bastard.
I think we should end there.
I can't think of any more.
TW, that is fine. Go out, the sweets room reception.
I don't like sweets.
If you'd like to follow this podcast on Twitter or Instagram, we are at Sowerby and Luff.
You can visit our website, which is sowerbyandluff.com, or keep in touch by becoming a member of our busy Facebook group, Sowerby and Luff's fully optimised social media network.
SOWERBYANDLUFF. They're cute.
That's the mice that live under the sink there.
They are cute.
Still to come on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, do pips grow in your stomach?
Were you told that as a child?
A chain of moustaches.
Yeah.
Plus, more Don't Bogart the Finger Monkey, and King Charles III says his wife Camilla fancies the coach of the San Francisco 49ers.
To listen to the full-length version of this podcast, go to patreon.com/Studio Senseless and become a patron of Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.